The sea is full of all sorts of peculiar things, odd things, curious oddities that our simple human minds can't quite fully comprehend. Sometimes the strangest things that loiter down there, under the depths, get tossed up to the surface for us to see, to remind us of how terrifying and strange the world of underwater truly is. Prepare for a video that will convince you that the depths of the oceans might have sprung forth from the imagination of David Lynch. Here are 7 of the most unusual things ever to wash up on beaches. Number 7. The curious case of Garfield phones. For several decades, the Brittany coast in France experienced an unusual phenomenon. Bright orange, Garfield-themed phones regularly washed up on its shores. While fans of the lasagna-loving feline might have found this amusing, it was a significant nuisance for those responsible for keeping the beaches clean. In 2018 alone, over 200 pieces of these phones were found scattered along the coastline. These plastic remnants, produced by the American toy company Tyco in the late 1970s, became emblematic of the broader issue of plastic pollution in the region. Locals had long suspected that a lost shipping container from the 1980s was the source of these Garfield phones. This mystery was finally unrevealed when a local farmer recounted his experience of a powerful storm that had unleashed a wave of Garfield phones onto the beaches. Motivated by his story, experts set out to locate the origin of these phones, and sure enough, they did. Found it. The shipping container was lodged in a sea cave, visible only during low tide. Inside the container were countless fragments of Garfield phones and other debris from the shipwreck. While the discovery solved the mystery, it also served as a stark reminder of the enduring environmental impact of human carelessness. Although many have a soft spot for Garfield, it's hard not to hope that these phones stop washing ashore. Number 6. Hairy creature. In 2018, the residents of a beach in the Philippines stumbled upon an unexpected and bizarre sight. A massive 20-foot-long hairy blob washed ashore in San Antonio. The strange, unidentified creature, later dubbed a lobster because of its blob-like appearance, quickly drew a crowd of curious onlookers. Despite the pungent smell that accompanied it, the oddity of the find was enough to keep people intrigued. The creature's appearance led to widespread speculation. Some believed it was an unknown sea monster, while others thought it might be an omen of bad luck or an impending natural disaster. Experts, however, suggested a more mundane explanation. The hair on the globster was likely decomposed muscle fibers from a decayed sea creature. The creature's grotesque appearance and the circumstances of its discovery lent themselves to various interpretations, with some locals convinced that its arrival signaled an upcoming disaster. An understandable fear given that the Philippines is in a region prone to natural calamities. Interestingly, this wasn't the first time a globster had washed up on the shores of the Philippines. Just the previous year, another massive hairy sea creature weighing over 4,000 pounds had been found on the Dinagat Islands. Whether these globsters are a recurring phenomenon or a sign of something more ominous, they certainly make for a compelling mystery. Number 5. Red glob. In 2020, a mysterious red blob washed ashore at Ibis Landing in Washington, leaving both beachgoers and researchers puzzled. The creature, which sprawled across algae-covered rocks, didn't resemble any typical sea life known to frequent the area. The man who discovered it took photos and posted them on social media, hoping to crowdsource some answers, but instead sparked a flurry of speculation and debate. Some people suggested that the red glob might be a vampire squid, a rare deep-sea creature. Others thought it could be a giant Pacific octopus. As the debate raged on, a new theory emerged. The blob might actually be a 7-armed octopus, a species typically found in the Atlantic Ocean. This octopus is unique because male specimens are known to conceal one of their arms, which they only use for mating, making them appear to have only 7 arms. Female 7-armed octopuses, however, display all 8 arms. The discovery was particularly surprising because the Puget Sound area in Washington state isn't a typical habitat for this species. However, the ever-changing dynamics of our natural world might make such encounters more frequent in the future. Although the mysterious red glob wasn't definitively identified as a 7-armed octopus, since DNA analysis was not conducted, it remains a fascinating find. If it were indeed proven to be a 7-armed octopus, it would mark the first recorded sighting of this species in Washington. Number 4. Bizarre cylinder that washed up on an Australian beach. Imagine strolling along a peaceful shore, only to come across a massive cylinder covered in marine life. What would your reaction be? Personally, I'd approach with caution, especially if it's something of this magnitude. Earlier this year, beachgoers in Durian Bay, located about 150 miles from Perth in Western Australia, were greeted by just such a sight. A large, mysterious metal cylinder had washed ashore, sparking immediate concern among local authorities who quickly cordoned off the area due to fears it could contain hazardous materials. One resident described the cylinder as being about 8 feet wide and 8 to 10 feet long with barnacles clinging to its surface. From this description, it seemed to be made made of lightweight material, possibly carbon fiber. Naturally, the discovery led to widespread speculation. Some believed it could be a remnant from a ship, while others wondered if it might be linked to a commercial aircraft, such as the infamous lost flight MH370. However, Western Australian police were quick to dismiss this theory, stating it wasn't part of any Boeing aircraft. Of course, theories about extraterrestrial origins also surfaced, but this time, space enthusiasts were somewhat on the right track. The Australian Space Agency soon suggested it might be debris from a foreign space launch. After further investigation, scientists confirmed that this was no ordinary piece of beach debris. The cylinder turned out to be part of a Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, PSLV, a rocket used by the Indian Space Research Organization. Specifically, it was a fuel containment vessel from the rocket's third stage, which burns out before the fourth stage propels into Earth's orbit. Number 3. Mysterious die. Imagine taking a walk around the scenic waters of Lake Coeur d'Alene in Idaho, only to stumble upon something truly bizarre: a giant metal die complete with numbered dots on its 6 faces. Now, dice are not something you'd expect to find near a body of water, or anywhere outside a game really. Yet there it was, a rusty die washed up by the lake, its appearance clearly showing that it had been submerged for quite some time. Despite the rust, the white dots on its faces remained visible, adding to the mystery. But why was this metal die there? Theories abounded, but the truth was somewhat less exciting. It was discovered to be an art installation, or perhaps a unique landmark created by an unknown person. Years later, it was revealed that the die was originally a storage tank, which a local resident who owns a sign shop transformed into a giant die by adding large vinyl circles and dots. Despite the anticlimactic truth behind its origins, the metal die became something of a local landmark. It was a popular spot for photos, with people often posing with it in the background. About 5 years after it first appeared, the die washed away again, only to be found in a nearby body of water where it continued to capture the imagination of locals and visitors alike. Number 2. Giant squid the size of a car. In 2020, the ocean revealed one of its most monstrous inhabitants, a giant squid the size of a Volkswagen car. This colossal creature was discovered by a local resident named Richard at South Africa's Britannia Bay. Richard was simply walking along the beach when he came across the 14-foot-long behemoth, which was still alive and struggling to breathe. He attempted to roll the massive squid back into the ocean, but with a weight between 440 and 660 pounds, the task proved too difficult, and the creature tragically died. The sheer size of the squid was astounding, especially considering that these elusive cephalopods are rarely seen in their natural habitat. Experts believe the squid Richard found wasn't even fully grown, estimating it to be under 2 years old. Had it lived longer, it could have grown even larger. These creatures are the source of many legends, including tales of the Nordic kraken. The largest squid ever discovered measured a staggering 59 feet in length and weighed almost a ton, highlighting just how massive these ocean giants can become. Number 1. Mysterious mangled dolls. Encountering a giant squid on a beach is one thing, but stumbling upon creepy mangled dolls is a whole other level of unsettling. Since 2021, a beach in Texas has become notorious for a series of eerie dolls washing ashore. Each doll, found in varying states of disrepair, adds to the strange and creepy atmosphere of the beach. Oh boy, the creepy doll. So far, around 30 dolls have been discovered by those responsible for maintaining the area. Where are these dolls coming from? Some speculate that they might be drifting from Mexico or other Gulf states, while others suggest they could be discarded cargo from passing ships. Whatever the source, these dolls consistently wash ashore on this particular beach, likely due to the Gulf's current patterns. In fact, this stretch of Texas coast reportedly collects 10 times more trash than any other Gulf beach. Despite their unsettling appearance, the dolls have garnered quite a bit of attention, with some people even offering to buy them for up to $35. The proceeds from these sales go directly to helping sea turtles, turning something strange and creepy into a force for good. Each year, the dolls are auctioned off to raise money, proving that even the most bizarre discoveries can have a positive impact. Think about these discoveries. They make you wonder what else the ocean is hiding. Have you ever encountered anything strange while walking along the shore? If so, please share your experiences in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video. Take care, everyone.